Okay, we're just going to go over a couple tips to help us memorize polyatomic ions. The first thing I'd like to draw your attention to is the bromate, the chlorate, and the iodate series. They all have the same pattern. So if you memorize one, you memorize 15 of the polyatomic ions. Which strictly speaking, they're not all polyatomic. Bromide is not polyatomic, but anyway, it's part of the series and helps us to remember it. The suffix for per bromate, per and ate, is reduced to ate if you drop one oxygen atom. If you drop another oxygen atom, it becomes ite, and if you drop yet another oxygen atom, it becomes hypoite. So we see they're all -1 charge, as are all the other ones, for chlorate series and the iodate series, all -1 charge. So 15 ions, all of them -1. Follow this pattern: per bromate, bromate, bromite, hypobromite, bromide. Likewise for the chlorate series, for chlorate, chlorate, chlorite, hypochlorite, chloride. You also have periodate, iodate, iodite, hypoiodite, and iodide. Also be aware of this tricky pair here. We have azide on top, which is 3 nitrogen atoms stuck together with a -1 charge. Not to be confused with nitride. So azide is 3 nitrogen atoms with a -1 charge. Not to be confused with nitride, which is -3 for one atom, one nitrogen atom with a -3 charge. Arsenate and arsenite, both of them have a -3 charge. Arsenate has 4 oxygens, arsenite has 3 oxygens. And finally, the phosphate series, phosphate is PO4 3-, phosphite is PO3 with a 3-, hypophosphite is PO2 with a 3-, so all of them have a -3 charge. And lastly, phosphide with a -3 charge, only one phosphorus atom. There is no PO. It goes down to hypophosphite, hypophosphite is PO2, whereas phosphate is PO4. One small source of confusion with some students is the idea of how you combine ions in such a way that it produces a neutral compound. So I've taken 4 representative elements: lithium, chlorine, calcium, and oxygen. These two like to have +1 and -1 respectively, whereas calcium and oxygen take +2 and -2 charges. So how would you combine those 4 elements? Well, you get lithium chloride, 1 of each. Gives you a neutral compound, and you put up lithium chloride. On the other hand, when you mix lithium with oxygen, oxygen has a -2 charge, while lithium only has a +1 charge. So you need 2 lithium atoms to combine with the oxygen atom in order to get a neutral substance. And we call that lithium oxide. Calcium and oxygen both have +2 and -2 respectively as charges. So 1 of each gives you a neutral substance, calcium oxide. And when you combine calcium with chlorine, you have +2 for calcium and the -1 for the chlorine. Therefore, there have to be 2 chlorides to combine with 1 calcium to give you an uncharged substance. We have another example here with sodium, with bromide, magnesium cation, and the sulfide anion. When you combine sodium with bromine, you get sodium bromide, +1 and a -1. When you combine sodium with sulfide, you need to have 2 sodium cations to combine with the 1 sulfide anion to get a neutral compound. Magnesium is +2, sulfur is -2 for it to form sulfide. So magnesium sulfide, 1 of each element to give a neutral compound. And lastly, magnesium combined with bromine gives you magnesium bromide. Bromide has a -1, whereas magnesium has +2, so you need 2 bromine atoms combined with the 1 magnesium cation to give you a neutral substance.